Alright, y'all, we're gonna get straight into this next video. It's called When Cops Realize This Man Does Not F Around.
Hello, Mr. Turner. I'm Sergeant Pierce of the Arlington
Black
Police
dude,
Department.
let's see how this go,
The reason
man.
you're being stopped is because you were failing to dim your headlights.
He's holding something up to the
You're
window.
driving behind me with your high beam system. I see that you've got your license and your insurance pushed up against the window. Can you tell me if your address is correct? Mr. Turner, is your address correct on your driver's license? Is your address correct on your driver's license? You're required by the state of Texas to identify your address. Your name, your date of birth, and your address.
Why would my name, date of birth, and address be wrong on my ID, bro? If I'm showing you my ID, why would it be wrong, bro? Like I'm trying to understand why. Why would I show you ID that's not my real name, my real date of birth, and my address?
Are you aware of that?
He's not budging, like he's like this.
Hello?
On September 30th of 2015 at 1 a.m., Philip Turner was driving in Arlington, Texas, when he is stopped by a sergeant for allegedly failing to dim his headlights while driving behind him. Philip remains calm but doesn't roll his window down, but displays his Texas Fair DUI flyer, his license and registration in the driver's side window, because when getting pulled over, you only have to display your documents on a traffic stop. Let's see how this stop unfolds when Philip doesn't answer any of this sergeant's questions and remains silent like the flyer he points to repeatedly confirms. Because when you talk to the cops, they are using anything you say to build a case against you.
Yeah.
But Philip never gives them that chance.
Smart.
Let's get into it and see how he handles himself.
Thanks.
So, pulled over by the Arlington Police Department.
Fair DUI flyer in the window, registration and ID presented. Let's see how this sergeant handles himself when Philip remains completely silent and doesn't talk to him. Because Philip definitely isn't going to help this sergeant try to steal more of his money, which I'll cover in a bit. Let's continue.
He's not going nowhere. He just took the key out of the ignition, threw it on the dashboard. Let's see how the police react.
Hello, Mr. Turner. I'm Sergeant Pierce of the Arlington Police Department. The reason you're being stopped is because you were failing to dim your headlights. You were driving behind me with your high beam system. I see that you've got your license and your insurance pushed up against the window. Can you tell me if your address is correct? Mr. Turner, is your address correct on your driver's license?
Like, that's the next thing.
Is your
If
address correct on your driver's
he's showing his insurance, bro, and let's say the address on his license is wrong, match it up with the insurance or the registration and see if it's the same. Like, why are you asking him that for? Cops are so stupid, bro.
You need to answer the question. I need to know an accurate address for you. So he has an address on his insurance card of 2300 West Taylor Street, Springfield, Texas, apartment number 708, but his driver's license shows 842 Topaz. I need a good address for you. Which one of these is the correct address? You have two different addresses intersections up here.
Oh, so he does have two different
The point
addresses.
one, you're required by
Can't
the
police
state of
just
Texas
search
to
up your
identify your
name? All
address.
they need is a
Your name, your date of
and
birth,
they
and your
can, like,
address.
find you and all your information.
Are you aware of that? Hello?
Philip has displayed all his necessary documents for the sergeant to do his job. The thing is, the sergeant wants to know if his address is current to where he is living, because if it's not, he can write another ticket for failing to update his address on his ID.
Really?
But if Philip doesn't talk to him or answer any of his questions,
use it against
then he
him.
has nothing to go on.
Right.
This is why you never answer police's questions, because they definitely aren't your friends. They're just road pirates driving around looking for reasons to impede your freedom and to steal your money.
Right.
You need to listen. I need to know your address.
Wait, I want to read what that police says. Please put any tickets under wheelchair wipers. I do not have to hand over my license. Thus, I am not opening my window. If you force me to sign, that looks like a code, some type of code, requires you to something, promptly release me as soon as I sign, okay? I will comply with clear, stated lawful commands. Okay. Clearly not his first time. That cop got furious right now. They hate when you don't do exactly what they want you to do. Like, they use their authority to the max, bro. It's crazy. Just recorded it.
Which one is your address? This one or this one?
The sergeant is still stuck on his address. Just run the address on his ID and get on with it.
Exactly.
Philip just keeps pointing to his fair DUI flyer that he will remain silent. I'm actually surprised Sarge here hasn't pulled the Supreme Court case of Pennsylvania versus Mims to get him out of his car for not kissing his ass under the false guise of officer safety. I just think the sergeant is too flustered, he didn't even think about it.
I was just thinking, I hope he don't be like gun or no crazy stuff just to break into the car. You know?
Hey. You got two different addresses up here, so which one is it? need to lock the orders. I need to know what your address is. This is not your address. Is this your address or this is your address?
You still talking about this address, bro? Like, come on, bro. What you on, bro?
I have to mute here for copyright purposes as Philip looks over his citation because as the cop approaches, he's blaring F the Police by NWA on his radio while completely ignoring him yet again. I don't know if he fought the ticket or not, but y'all have to head on over to Philip's channel and check out more of his police interactions over the years. I've linked a few of his videos that I've covered that will be linked in the description if y'all want to go check them out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.
Bro, you played that smart. I ain't gonna lie. That's what you call a smart, black, educated man right there. No cap. That's what you gotta do. You wanna waste my time? I'm gonna waste your time. I'm not saying nothing. Here's my license. Here's my registration. Do what you gotta do. You're a real one. I ain't gonna lie.